Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I would like to take a look at, unbox and power up the all new Kyosho Fazer Rally version. So this is an all new chassis. This is the FZ02-R. Still four-wheel drive like its on-road cousin. Does have longer shock travel and is designed to be used in off-road and mixed conditions, I suppose. So it's going to look really super scale, and I'm super excited to play with this. It's going to be a very versatile RC car. So if you know anything about myself or Hearns Hobbies, is that we do love the Kyosho Fazers. And here's an on-road one that I've raced many a time, and this is the last year's release, and it had the 2007 WRC body. So we'll have a look at a bit of the comparisons with the bodies off once I get this one unboxed. And this one here is based off the 2002 WRC car. So again, another Subaru, quite an iconic rally car. Let's jump in the box and take a look. Okay, beautiful presented box again from Kyosho. Get that out of the way. Graded with, of course, a shrink wrap car. Now I'm going to have to get my trusty packing knife because I'm so well organized. Let's get this one open. Now I don't mind cutting the packaging on this one so much because this one is going to be my car. I'm super excited for this. It's been a couple of years since we've had a new Fazer to play with, and here it is. Oh, lift it out. Instructions, of course, and I'll get this one out of the way. Oops, cut another bit of tape. That, it's got my best bet to have the transmitter in it. Really nice packaging, as you can see. Nice and protected, really safe for transit, which is really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get these cable ties off the bottom, like so. And that will in fact loosen the chassis from the box. There we go. Get this. Okay, that is the biggest step done and out the way. What we are left with is a plastic wrapped car, the instructions, and to my mind, a transmitter. And this comes with 2.4 gigahertz, of course. The Synchro 231p, and it's all very familiar to the on-road platforms. I really like this controller. It has all the adjustments you can need and more. Got a little spares kit down here. We've actually got a Kyosho flat spanner. I have not seen one of those for years. Okay, so let's have a look at the transmitter I've got in my hand. So it is the Kyosho KT231p. Just gonna get this in focus for you guys. The 231p, and it does have a beautiful feel, a very ergonomic angled steering, which is all the rage in the modern radios. Of course, you've got your pistol grip throttle and brake and reverse if you're using it. Lack of big area, which is really nice for a 2.4 gig, and very robust. I've seen these transmitters absolutely take a pounding, and they are really cool. Now on top here we've got our very familiar and valuable settings, from throttle trim, throttle EPA, so you can in fact turn the top speed down, your steering trim left and right to make sure the car is tracking straight, and your steering dual rate, which again, your endpoints on your steering. Really nice. And here we have a reverse EPA, so the strength of your brakes effectively. A couple of channel reverse switches for different applications, and we are off. So without further, let's get some batteries in. So it takes 4 AA batteries. Luckily, I've got 4 right here in my hot little hand. Put this down. Now a lot of people will poo-poo the radio or replace it, but I actually think it's really good and robust. It suits the model and the application perfectly, which is a really good mix with a ready to run car. Go ahead here, just gonna put the battery lid on like so, just clicks into place. Got ourselves a nice, switch it on. There we go. We've got our batteries. We are looking good. Okay, so that is the transmitter. Now, let's have a look at our toolkit. My favorite part of the car, because I do love tinkering with these cars. We've got a Kyosho flat spanner. Really good that they've given that, helping you maintain, service and repair the car. Got a couple of L-shaped Allen keys. Now these will get you out of trouble, but less than ideal for doing major repairs or constant work on it. We've got another set of disc brakes. Now that is to alter the track of the car, if it's like the on-road one. So you can send it from a 2mm wide track to in fact a 190mm wide track. So if you're using a more on-road body, you can in fact use a 190mm body. And it looks like here we've got another version of body mounts, probably to suit lower profile bodies. We've got some shock pistons in there, which is really nice tuning option. We've got preload collars for the ride height, and we've got different servo horns should you break a servo and replace it. Okay, now before we plug the battery and that sort of stuff in, we should have a look at the instructions. Here is no doubt the bind plug for the radio, so should you replace the receiver or the transmitter at any time, you will need to rebind it, but it should be bound out of the packet. And here we have the instruction and parts catalog, and you can see here FZ02-R. Like I said, all new chassis and fully licensed by Subaru, and it is going through different hot ups, option parts and bits and pieces. Bit of a spares catalog, and this will be the Fazer Mk2 FZ02-R instruction manual. So that's a full operating instructions, powering it up, how to take care of it. It tells you here about the width, yeah, so 190mm and 200mm track widths. Different, tells you how to use the transmitter and the different controls here, putting the batteries in. Okay, really happy with that. And of course towards the back we'll have a full parts listing and service. It's telling you how to change a motor and pinion, various parts to clean and look at replacing, how to take the wheels on and off the motor, etc, etc. Come to the shocks, rebuilding and tuning the shocks, and the parts exploded diagram should you need to service and repair anything. But being a Fazer, I know that this thing is going to be just about bulletproof. Okay, going to put these to the side. My favorite thing, 9 steps, 4200 lipo. That's what we're going to put into this bad boy. All right, let's have a closer look at this beautifully presented body. Going to unwrap this for the first time. And this is like when you paint your own body shell, taking the Glad wrap off, because it's never this shiny ever again. You can see here the beautiful application of the factory stickers. So these are decals on the outside of the bodywork. The window surrounds the window tint, does have wipers. It looks to actually have light buckets, so it won't have LEDs fitted, but they will be, I think, light buckets. We'll see when we get the body off, but it's really nice not just to have a sticker for a headlight. So I'll show you this is the on-road version. You can see here what I mean by the sticker is that it's just there's no LED or light unit available for that. That is just a stick on over the bodywork, where this one here actually has a plastic recessed light unit. Really, really nice. Commonly referred to as the Bug Eye Subaru 2002 WRC. But yeah, really nice job, beautiful mica blue color and Monte Carlo 2002 livery, really nice. You can see here it's actually got the drivers' names on it, And again, you can see another distinct difference between the 2002 model and the 2007 model is in fact the rear wing being completely different. And you can see, being my body show, I've in fact put more stickers on it than the factory. Got to make them your own, right? So there we have the body shell. Okay, now let's take a look under the hood and see what we're working with. I'm not expecting to see huge differences on this Fazer platform. Like I said, I think predominantly the main differences we're going to find are going to be in the body clips. OEM body clips are always so tight, which is good because you won't lose them. Practicing safe body pin handling things using a blunt knife. Don't do this at home. Okay, little handy little protectors here, make sure the body pins. You can see here what I was talking about. You can probably buy a kit, or you can definitely buy a kit from Kyosho to fit LEDs, or you can in fact fabricate something yourself where you can put different little universal LEDs in there and wire it up. Again, with the lights, the rear lights as well, so you can have headlights and tail lights, and they give that real three-dimensional and scale look to the body even without being lit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put that body to the side for the moment and let's have a look. So this is something that I've not seen on a Fazer before, and this is an, for lack of a better word, an underbody or a secondary body. Now that's going to keep all the dirt and muck, well, a lot of the dirt and muck out of the electronic components and the chassis, because it does have effectively open wheels and it is four-wheel drive, these wheels. And I must add now that these are rally block tires, very universal for use in on-road and off-road, with their tread block design. Going to give you really good grip, but that will in fact throw a lot of dirt and rubbish into the body. So they use this underbody to protect the car from any dirt and debris. Really nice touch there. Biggest drawback to using an underbody will be in fact the temperature of your electronics. If you're placing high demands on your motors and speed controllers, they can get hot and overheat, but I'm sure that this car has been engineered and set up perfectly to combat that. So that is the underbody. So I would highly recommend using this if you are using it in off-road dirt situations. For on-road, again, you wouldn't probably need it because we don't have it on the other cars. I've not run into any problems. Okay. Very familiar. Now this is actually based off of the FZ02 short wheelbase, so it does come in two. So there's a short wheelbase and a longer wheelbase version to suit various scale bodies. This is a short wheelbase, which is good because it does suit more of the aftermarket bodies and bodies that we use in racing circles. And straight away you can see this articulation of the suspension is massive compared to the on-road car. I will get the on-road car after to show the difference, but that is really cool. See here the suspension travel. I will have it written somewhere in the specs. I don't have that on hand, but it is definitely tuned for very off-road conditions. So this thing should even jump. And one thing worth noting is that the front bumper bar, see, does have a kick-up angle. The on-road version does not have that. It's more flat, giving you an increased, I suppose, approach angle and more ground clearance over jumps, rough surfaces. Reading the books and the spec sheets, I did hear that there was new steering arms put on to combat the excessive travel, or the add to the chassis travel, sorry, the suspension travel. And the reason that they've redesigned those steering hubs, or steering arms in fact, is to eliminate bump steer and give the car a more, I suppose, stable platform while you're steering. So while you're steering and going over bumps, the steering angle, the acumen, will not be changing and giving you inconsistent handling. So that's really nice. We've got a 14-turn single motor here, which is really good, proven itself in on-road racing over and over and over. A really good reliable unit. 60 amp speed controller, really good and reliable. They've got the little receiver here, really compact unit, and everything's tucked in really nicely. Again, being a ready to run car, they do give you excessive wire. Something that we do cut down and resolder in racing applications, but for just bashing around and recreational use, I don't think there's any need. So that is really cool. The rally block tyres and the new shock shafts, sorry, the new shock towers over the on-road car. So I'm going to get the on-road car out now. Let's have a look at the on-road car next to it. Now this isn't an absolutely stock standard car. This is my actual race car. So you can see here, in fact, that the motor's got lots of use. The stickers all half hanging off. Do have a timing transponder, and you can see I have in fact neatened up the wiring. So the car does in fact just need the battery installed, like so, and the wires tucked down under the little strap, which is a really handy little feature. I do love these Velcro straps. And plugged in, and away we go. So you can see here how nice and neat that is over the original supplied sort of gaggle of wires here and over here. And I have in fact used a Futaba receiver and an alloy servo horn, but the speed controller, the motor and the gearing is all the same. You can see here how the wheelbase is in fact the same, and the ground clearance is definitely minimal. The on-road car having a ground clearance of probably around 8 to 10 mil. The off-road car having a ground clearance of probably about 15 mil, I would say, to help it cope with bumpy and rough conditions. So the car here at the top of the screen, that has got the on-road. You can see here the suspension travel. Now when I do that with the rally version, let's have a look at the suspension travel now. So it's about triple the suspension travel there as opposed to here. And looking front on the car, you can see the improved shock tower and the length of the shocks, as opposed to the streamlined on-road car, where everything's kept really nice and low and short to give you that low center of gravity and great handling. Okay, so that is some of the differences and also a lot of the similarities. And I know, like I said, after years of experience of racing the on-road car, how much fun and how reliable they can be. Get this one out of the way. I'm actually going to power the rally car up now. Somewhere in that kit there will be a block of foam for me to adjust the battery. It can use a variety of batteries. Can in fact use a 3S, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. So I like to put the battery all the way forward. We'll tuck the wires in under the strap and do that mainly so it doesn't get hit by the body or anything. It's not going to pose such a problem on this car because it does use that underbody arrangement that we talked about earlier. So I'm going to plug the wires in. I'm actually going to put the Velcro strap like so. I think that's going to help everything be nice, neat and secure. And you can see why in fact that we do take the time to sometimes rewire our cars. Not only does it look nicer, it's just at the end of the day it's more reliable, it's less things to go wrong. So there we have everything nice and safe and secure. I can in fact turn the radio on. I'm just going to put my throttle trim at 0, making sure that it's got, will be picking up. It's beeping to let me know that it's recognized the car and also that it's got 2 cells. So if it has 3 cells, it'll beep 3 times. Beautiful steering servo. Now it is, the Fazers are a little bit probably on the more robust side, I suppose, when it comes to noise. not quite as refined as the really expensive cars, and that's because it has a shaft drive drivetrain as opposed to belt drive system. But that is fine because it's really robust and quite efficient. Four-wheel drive, beautiful. You can put the, I suppose the next thing that's going to remain is the test drive. So before I do that, I would then go ahead and fit the underbody like so. Put in the front mount in. And I suppose if you got really excited, you could always paint the underbody. You could also Velcro it in situ, so it could even seal even better. Like so, a couple of clips here. And then we can, in fact, that is the new body. Let's see for a minute if the on-road body will in fact line up. And it does perfectly. It's even the same size. So you can in fact use the existing bodies from the catalogue. Well, this one anyway does go straight on. So it's gone from a 2002 to a 2007, as simple as that. Which means that I can also use this one on my Onroad car. Put the clips on and we are right to go. I won't put all of them on right now. But yeah, so that is a little bit of unboxing of the brand new Kyosho Fazer FZ02-R Rally car. I'm really excited to get out there and play with it. Watch future videos for getting it on track, having a play with it, doing some service and repairs as we go forward. So yeah, I'm Brett from Hearns, and thanks for watching me unbox this brand new Kyosho Rally car.